Side Ben team. Love to have you on my team, and we can help spread the word of the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program together. 866-735-2470 is the phone number for the Brightside Ben phone team, or you can head over to brightsideben.com. Also want to encourage you to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com, which we update regularly with news stories as well as blog posts. Thank you to my webmaster, Robert Lundgren, who does such a fine job at pharmacistben.com. Also, if you are in the Austin, Texas area or Dallas, Texas area, I'm going to be doing a couple talks next week. One in Austin, one in Dallas. Wednesday, I believe it's the 29th or so. I'm going to be doing I'll be doing a talk. Let me hang on here. Wednesday, the 28th, I'll be doing a talk in Austin at Brave New Books, and then Dallas on the next night, the 29th. And if you're in the Texas area, I know a lot of folks from Texas listen to the program. Love to see you out there. I'll get you the specifics here before our next segment. I'll look up all the information here and get it to you in the next segment. Okay, got some lines open for you. 844-236-6010. We're talking dopamine, brain chemicals, anxiety. A lot of drug addictions are associated with trying to jack up our dopamine levels, self-medicating. You can use foods. According to Dr. Eric Braverman, turkey is a great food for boosting dopamine levels, so is cottage cheese. And you can use over-the-counter drugs. Not that I'm recommending that, but just so you know, just for full disclosure, you can actually use over-the-counter drugs to bump up dopamine levels, specifically antihistamines. Benadryl is associated with a bump up in dopamine levels, and this can have implications for folks who are dealing with movement disorders, Parkinson's disease. I haven't really seen anything definitive about using Benadryl or using antihistamines for Parkinson's disease, but just from a biochemistry standpoint, kind of makes sense because Benadryl is associated with jacking up dopamine levels. I'm not saying to go out and do Benadryl. Benadryl will make you really sleepy. It's got a drowsy kind of effect. All antihistamines have a drowsiness effect, or most antihistamines do, but they also have it, at least theoretically, you may be able to bump up your dopamine levels by using antihistamines. There's also a cocaine-like effect associated with antihistamines and with Benadryl. Cocaine and other addictive drugs and compulsive behaviors, gambling, eating, bungee jumping, shopping, internet addiction, all of these are linked to dopamine release. Dopamine is the reward chemical. It's a chemical of reward. And this might be, by the way, important information for folks who are trying to wean themselves off of drugs. If you're trying to wean yourself off of cocaine, or you wean yourself off of a prescription drug that you're using, you may want to think about using foods to up your dopamine levels, or using pleasure to up your dopamine levels. Wouldn't it be nice to get massages when you're trying to wean yourself off of drugs? Wouldn't that be nice? You're trying to wean yourself off of drugs and you're all jittery and going through your withdrawal. What if you rewarded yourself with a massage? Every time, once a day or twice a day for a couple of weeks, as you were trying to wean yourself off a drug, you could anticipate getting a massage. Just think about something relaxing, hot tubs, massages, anything that's relaxing and soothing. I kind of get a sense that there's a sort of feeling of pleasure that's associated even with thinking about these kinds of things. Well, that sense of pleasure that you get when you think about getting a massage, or you think about some kind of relaxing activity, just thinking about these kinds of things can up your brain chemicals, can up your dopamine. So if you're trying to wean yourself off of a drug or any kind of addictive behaviors, you might want to think about accessing your pleasure chemistry by getting a massage or getting in a hot tub, or any of these kinds of behaviors that we feel like they're indulgent. We're told in our culture, there's this belief system, there's this mind virus, this meme that relaxing behaviors, naps and massages and hot tubs, that somehow these are lazy, that you don't feel like working, that you're not producing, that you're violating this Protestant work ethic that we seem to be saturated in, that we're immersed in our culture. But nothing could be further from the truth. We're more productive when we're relaxed. We're more productive when we've accessed our pleasure chemistry. We feel like working more when we're happier and we're satisfied and we're indulging in pleasure chemistry. So as you're weaning off of and by the way, sugar will jack up your dopamine levels too. Sugar addiction is a way that we jack up dopamine. So if you're trying to wean yourself off of sugar or drugs or cocaine or whatever your particular addiction or obsession is, you may want to consider using dopamine-boosting foods, increasing dopamine-boosting foods in your diet, and using dopamine-boosting supplements. B-complex can have some dopamine-boosting effects. B-complex is your brain vitamins. B for brain, B for building, B for brain. I call the B vitamins the brain vitamins or the building vitamins. You can also use chromium. Chromium is part of the Sweeties product, and that can also help bump up your dopamine levels. There's a supplement called tyrosine. Tyrosine is an amazing supplement. We've talked about this in the past as being a pick-me-up supplement, and it is. Make you a little jittery if you do too much. I suppose all pick-me-up supplements can make you a little jittery if you do too much, so don't do too much tyrosine. But tyrosine is like a dopamine chassis. That's the way the body creates chemicals. It'll attach different accessories, if you will, to chassis, and these chassis oftentimes are nutrients. So we'll eat a food, it'll have nutrients in it. That nutrient will get broken out of the food, go into the blood, and then the body will use that nutrient as a chassis, and it'll start to attach various accessories to create various chemicals. Well, tyrosine is one such chassis. It's a dopamine chassis. And the brain will attach different things and kind of tweak it around a little bit to make dopamine. So if you're trying to wean yourself off of an addictive drug, if you've got problems with anxiety or anhedonia or ahedonia, which is a fancy way of saying lack of pleasure, or you're not getting enough pleasure, try using a little bit of tyrosine, 100 or 200 milligrams once or twice a day. Don't take it too close to bedtime. Take it too close to bedtime, you're going to have a problem sleeping. And so do it first thing in the morning, or maybe at 10 a.m., and you may find that it's a lot easier for you to wean yourself off of your prescription drugs or your illegal drugs or your obsessive addictive disorders, or your bungee jumping disorder, your shopping disorder, whatever it is that you're addicted to. If you're hypothyroid, if you've got low thyroid, and so many people do, you may also have some dopamine issues because the thyroid is important for making dopamine. Thyroid's important for making everything, but if you're hypothyroid, that may not happen. Also, tyrosine is a key component of thyroid hormone. Not only is it a chassis for dopamine, it's a chassis for making thyroid hormone. So if you're hypothyroid, or you have problems with dopamine, or you just want to have a little pick-me-up, or you want to feel a little bit more excited about life, try a little tyrosine. Might make you a little jittery. Don't take it too close to bedtime. And you might have to play with the amount you take until you find a dose that doesn't amp you up too much. According to Dr. Helen Fisher, she writes books on love. I forgot the name of her book, classic book on love and relationships. According to Dr. Fisher, just looking at a picture of someone we're attracted to can raise your dopamine levels. This is one reason why we like to carry around pictures of our loved ones. Just looking at their picture. Don't you feel a little pleasure and just a warm, fuzzy feeling when you look at your loved one, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your kid? Well, guess what? As you're gazing at that picture, at least according to Dr. Fisher, you're upregulating your dopamine levels. How do you like that for non-medical strategies? Just carry around a picture of your loved one. One of the best anti-anxiety drugs you can use. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this.
Worried about getting sick and feeling terrible for days or even weeks? You need Immudyne for a healthy immune system. Why get sick and bother with products that just don't work? For just $1 a day, Immudyne is all natural and safe for all lifestyles. Call 866-257-8668 to buy now before it's too late, before you get sick. Or go to IMMUDYNE.com, Immudyne.com, or call 866-257-8668.
Managing your business and customers isn't easy, huh? SnapForce customer relationship software may be just what you need. SnapForce CRM is a software solution that helps you manage everything important about your customers, from sales to marketing to service and support. All of your customer information is right there at your fingertips for easy access. It's time to take control of your business in a snap. Get your free trial at snapforce.com. That's SNAPFORCE.com. Snapforce.com.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufactured features. If you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective. The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
Free from the shackles of corporate America, we're the place for independent thinkers. GCN.
All right, we're back on the bright side. So many of you guys, I've gotten tons of emails and Facebooks about my new skin health line. I'm calling it a skin health line because it's all about skin health, not skin care, skin health. The truth. Skin health products. They'll be out here hopefully in a couple of weeks, and keep listening to this radio program and the GCN network. You'll hear more about it in the coming days, and we'll talk about it on the radio program when the products come out. We'll spend some time talking about skin care, skin health, nutrients that you can use for skin health, and ways that you can use products for skin health. I've been formulating skin health products now, since my days with the Blistex Corporation in the early 1980s. Can you believe it? And you wouldn't believe, by the way, guys, how much more we know about skin structure than we did in the early 1980s. Back in those days, we didn't have any idea about how the skin regenerated itself, about moisture factors, really in the dark in a lot of ways as to the molecular nature or the submolecular nature and the cellular and subcellular nature of the skin. We really didn't know a lot about it until maybe the middle of the 1980s and beyond. But back in 1980, 81, 82, 83. It was very basic science. There wasn't a lot of information out there, and skincare products today are just based on these old ideas, and that's one of the problems why people are not satisfied with their skin health. Anyway, we'll be talking about that in the coming days. Our number is 844-236-6010. Helen Fisher, who writes about love issues. She's got a book called The Anatomy of Love.